So I had messaged him a couple of times, but it wasn't until the first part, after the first part of the Christian Science Society Hall Forum in Alamosa City, that I got to meet Scott Honeycutt for the first time. Now, I was recording the forum, and they had the treasurers, and then they had the lone assessor. Only one assessor out of the two had showed up, but they were fair, and they actually let Sandra Hostetter speak, and we all got to learn something, because even though only one showed up, I'm not for sure if Joseph Lucera had a problem with the organizers, but he didn't show up. But I was happy that Sandra Hostetter had answered all those questions, because we got to see that she was knowledgeable. She was knowledgeable about her job, and she knew this and that. So we all got to learn something from it. So I got to meet Scott Honeycutt after that first part. You had the two treasurers, then you had Sandra Hostetter, who answered the questions, and then there was, a break, intermission. And during the intermission, I saw Honeycutt, and actually I thought that there was another guy that was Scott Honeycutt, and who looked, not just like him, but he was heavy set, and he had a mustache, and I was like, "Are you him?" And then he was just kind of like, "No," and then he walked off. Then I finally got to meet Scott Honeycutt. This was just Alamosa candidates. I didn't realize it was going to be the HB60. Meet Scott Honeycutt the first time at the Christian Science Society Hall Candidates Forum. I was recording the forum, but I didn't turn off the recorder when I went to go talk to him. It wasn't intentional, but I'm glad of it, because this is the first time we got to actually speak, and I got some policy extrapolations that I was able to get out of the first time meeting him. So here's a small snippet of it. It turned off in the middle, so you only get the beginning of when me and Scott Honeycutt met for the first time.
Thank you, Sheriff Jackson. I think we'll take a 5 to 10 minute break before we get into our last two races of the evening.
Are you the man? Are you the man?
Which man?
Honeycutt?
Yes, I am.
Oh my gosh. I asked you a couple questions on Facebook. Progressive, but actually I've been trying to relate to you. Jonathan.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
That's all right. I mentioned about, you were talking about the war on drugs, and I was like, I think it's failed, but what, are you going to protect the marijuana industry? And then I asked about that road from San Luis to Antonito. It's all gravel out there, and San Luis is a ghost town, and actually Antonito's got a bunch of closed business there. In terms of commerce, I also built a little house out in Castilla County, so it was a little too much celebration.
Right. But that's okay. And that's one of the reasons I'm here, is simply because I've asked where this money's going.
So if you couldn't understand all of it, I had asked him, "Are you the man?" And he was like, "Huh?" And I was like, "Yeah, you the man." And he was like, "Which man?" And I was like, "Honeycutt." And he says, "Yep." So then I told him who I was. I'm the guy on Facebook who had messaged him a few times. I told him I'm a citizen of Conejos County. And he talked to me. He was very nice. He's willing to talk to progressives and to liberals and to Democrats. He was nice and friendly. So that's good that he's willing to talk to anybody and everybody. He's going to be a representative for everybody, so he can't just represent just the Republicans. He has to represent the progressives, too. He don't have to represent the Democrats, just represent the progressives. So the policy issues that I was able to get out of him, that I was able to extrapolate from our personal one-on-one exchange, and I asked him a double question. I asked him two questions. One was, are you going to protect the marijuana industry? And then the other one is, are you in favor of building a road from Antonito to San Luis? Now, whereas Donald Valdez says, it's not possible. You can't do nothing. You got to go through the county, right? He don't have any control over the state, the transportation fund, and the roads. He's got no power to do anything. That's bullshit. He can introduce bills. And anyways, Honeycutt put the two questions together, and he said that he was in favor of building county roads, because Republicans generally are against government spending. They're against health care, but they're for roads, apparently, for, fire and police and a whole bunch of government spending, court systems, right? But just not the health of the people. So where is his line? Where's the line of demarcation? Where does Honeycutt believe that we're allowed to have government spending, and where are we not allowed to have? He does say we need roads. So we need public roads. So therefore, he is in favor of some public spending. He's going to get in there, be, Mr. Conservative, Libertarian, cut taxes and all this other shit, but he realizes that we need roads. And then he also said that he wanted to see where the money for the marijuana is going, and then he wanted to put that towards the roads. So therefore, he's going to protect the marijuana industry, and he's in favor of building us an Antonito San Luis road. Scott Honeycutt's personal opinion about marijuana is that he's against it, but 5 years ago the people had voted for it, so I think he realizes that he's stuck with it. Now, if he, changes his mind on that, the fact that he was against marijuana, that does say something. You're fucking wrong about marijuana, Honeycutt. You've been wrong about marijuana your entire fucking life. It's not crack, it's not heroin, fuck you. If that's your position, that the Federal Register is correct, then fuck you. But he said he's going to protect the marijuana industry. That's what he had told me. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He's also in favor of financing roads. So he's going to get the road from Antonita to San Luis and the connected square, right? San Luis, the Fort Garland, to Alamosa, to Antonita, back to San Luis. That is going to be great for capitalism. That'd be great for sales, great for the farmers, great for the rural folks, great for the businesses. Why the fuck would you be against roads? The Democrat who's in this race is like, I can't do nothing about it. Scott Honeycutt says he's going to look where the marijuana money's going to so he can put some money into it. Proposition 109 and 110 are on the ballot. Get us some damn roads. That's the name of the bill. So get us some goddamn motherfucking roads, motherfuckers. So Honeycutt is for some government spending, and he's going to protect the marijuana industry. Now, even though his personal opinion is against it, he did have one problem with the marijuana industry. I mentioned that we need an industrial revolution around here. There's no factories, no jobs. It's almost like this is, back in the 1400s when the Utes and the Comanches were just meeting the Spanish conquistadors. And we've had poverty here the entire time for 14, 15, 16,000 years. We do need an industrial revolution in the San Luis Valley, okay? Or an information revolution, industrial informational. We need both. The industrial revolution seemed to have skipped over the San Luis Valley. So the policy issues, he's for financing roads and he's for protecting the marijuana industry. The problem he had with the marijuana industry is how we're handling the money. Since it's still illegal with the federal government's not allowing the banks to do anything with the marijuana, so there's a black market for the cash. That's why we have the rise of Bitcoin, and the rise of Bitcoin, if it's not Bitcoin, it's going to be some other electronic currency that's going to supplant the dollar one day, because the dollar isn't tied to the gold standard. It's tied to nothing. It's a fiat currency, just like Bitcoin. It's a fiat currency. What do you get when you get a Bitcoin? You get the Bitcoin. What do you get when you get a dollar? You get a dollar. That's it. So as long as people keep on pretending that the dollar and the electronic dollars have value, then our economy is fine. But if one day several things I like about Scott Honeycutt. He is confident. He says he's going to be listened to when he goes in there. 1 out of 65 voices. He's going to be heard. He's not just going to be a rubber stamper. He's an independent voice. He's going to fight for the people of the San Luis Valley. He's, some things, his Christianity, his Muslimness, right? The more Christian he gets to be, the more Muslim and atheist and deviltry the rest of everybody else gets to be. And as long as you're irrelevant, then that's fine. But I don't care about the religious thing. I don't care about the pro-life thing. I do like that he's pro-Second Amendment. I like that he's pro-freedom of speech. I'm for all the 50 freedoms. We only get 50 freedoms in Colorado and U.S. constitutions, but I'm for every single one of them. Until you're going to go ahead and codify all of them, and I don't want to, no, you're not going to take any. You're going to take away my second freedom, but you're going to take away my first freedom, or you're going to take, that's the Democrats and the Republicans. But he said he's going to defend freedom of speech, which is good. He's for financing the roads. He's for protecting the marijuana industry. And these are all good things. We have the highest unemployment rate here in the San Luis Valley. The poorest counties in Colorado are here in the San Luis Valley. Colorado's economy is booming, but the poor folks are getting left behind, and it's bullshit. So Honeycutt will protect the marijuana industry, and he's for the roads.